Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Working on the old blue Willys today. Just doing a little project with the winch mount and the Haas fairlead. So this mount was built before I released the Haas fairlead, but it was close to what I needed. So I was able to basically modify it to work with the Haas fairlead. And by modify it, I have two big things that I had to do for that. So quick refresher on the Haas fairlead. So this is my Haas fairlead. It is a fairly typical, oh, hold on, let me get you guys some more light. There we go. It's a fairly normal looking unit. On the front side, we have a really big 3/4 inch front side radius, recessed hardware. I would say a fairly conservative look, a outside corner radius also, just in case you have to reach under or around or something like that to fix something under the vehicle, pull yourself backwards, whatever. The unique thing about this is what's on the back. So I added this step on the back that is designed to key into the winch mounting plate or the Haas mounting plate and provide a safe transition for the winch line past the steel edge that's commonly around that opening. So this is flush with a 1/4 inch plate, and then I have a 3/16 shim that goes on here, or a shim that's a 1/16 to use with a 3/16 plate to make the back flush with the 3/16 mounting surface. Anyways, so on the old blue Willys, we did a pretty conventional sunken 8274 winch mount. When I built the frame, it has a skid plate under the drum of the winch, kind of to just keep some of the trees and rocks and whatever else out. But basically just welds to the back of the bumper, and where that gets a little different here, let me set you guys up here so I can talk to you from a different angle maybe for once, so you're not either looking at, wait, can I go down? Nope. Ooh, fun. Okay, so the plate is mounted on the back of the bumper, and I suck at camera work, so you guys get to put up with me doing poor job at this. Maybe more light, I don't know. Anyways, so this is a 3-inch tall bumper, and basically the mounting hardware for the 8274 winch is going to be on either side of the bumper, so I don't have to go through the bumper with anything. But to do that, you have to run a fairly short Haas, and in order to get that to work with my product, I have to be able to trim the top of it off to fit tighter up against the bumper. And so to do that, I built this little jig here that allows me to mount a Haas in here from the bottom up, and then basically this is the I guess a ripping fence, a guide or a saw fence, and then I take a circular saw with a aluminum cutting blade and I can trim off that edge. So trim off that part plus the saw, if you can see that, plus the saw distance, and so that let me get it trimmed so that it would fit up tight against the bottom of the bumper. And then this radius on the bumper now transitions in for safe winch line if you had to, pull it at upward angle. Still everything is nice and safe that way. So yeah, this plate was one of my older designs, and it was not the opening was not the right size. So The other use for the shim that comes in the Haas fairlead kit is to use as a cut template. So basically you can bolt this onto the bumper, and then you can use this to mark out the hole that you need, and then cut and trim and fit until the Haas falls through that and this at the same time. And then if you have a 1/4 inch bumper, you just don't use this, but if you have a 3/16 you do. And so that's the process I had to go through on this. You can see but there was just some trimming on the backside, and took a little bit of time to do the trimming and the fitting, but it's really close right now. I do need to get, I think this side has just a little bit of, or needs a, oh, it doesn't have its mounting hardware. So yeah, anyways, this side's mounted. This, I was doing a test fit to see how long the stock provided hardware would be. So this is for a normal mount where you're not mounting to the winch like in a conventional low profile winch application. But I do think these, because they are nice hardware, I do think these will work for the upper mounting bolts on their 7/16 14, so that's the same as an 8274 or a Bellevue. I do think they'll work for the upper mounting bolts in these two locations. So yeah, just a quick little project. And then of course if you buy the newest high-low winch mount plate, it's designed so that the Haas fairlead fits from the factory and is a 1/4 inch thick, so it is flush to the rear. So there is no sharp steel edge there to harm your winch line if it gets bunched up on the drum. And then these plates now also work with 8274s in this configuration, and they have the what is it, the 8th hole for the 8274, and then this outer pattern here, this one's the same, but this outer pattern here is for the Bellevue winch, and then this is for the Haas mount on the Bellevue. If you are going to use somebody else's Haas, you can use the reason why this is square is so that you can use a carriage bolt from the back side, which is much lower profile, because this is a very close clearance area on the Bellevue. It's right next to the case, and so you either have to use a very thin nut, which is provided with my kit, the thin lock nut. I don't even know if you could get away with the washer, honestly, but the thin lock nut, and then just maybe trimming the back of the bolt down till it fits. But that's the tight install spot. But anyway, so this works for Bellevues and 8274s, and it also works for a Bellevue if you want to run it with one of my bidirectional motors and run it top wound. So you can mount the winch with the Haas on the top over the bumper instead of under, but yet the winch weight is still low. So that's kind of the best of both worlds. And then if you do it with the 3-inch high bumper, you don't have to have the mounting hardware in the Frenched into the bumper like I do on Rango. So on Rango way back when, so you can see the mounting hardware is Frenched into the 4-inch tall bumper. And this is one of the 2-way motors on the Bellevue, and this is a Albright's DC 88 P-1000, I think. Solenoid pack just mounted to the end of the motor with some all thread, and then there's a wireless winch controller antenna and all that. So that's pretty fun on these things. I wish I would have thought of all those other ideas for Rango back when, but that'd been a long time ago. So always trying to do stuff better. And I think that high-low mounting system where you can run the Bellevue reversed, or not reversed, top wound with a forward and reverse motor, because with the drum brake, it doesn't care which way is in like the 8274 does. To do the same thing on an 8274, you have to change, or you actually have to have custom cam gears for the brake, turn the brake over, turn the pawl over, all those kinds of things. So it's a lot more involved. It would be cool. Or you can run like a giggle pin winch housing, which has the mounting holes on the back, and then turn the winch around and turn the plate around and all that stuff. I don't think my plate works with the giggle pin. You would have to add 2 more holes. I need to check into that and see what that entails, but not many people running giggle pins in the US. So yeah, that's all for the old blue Willys today. Just kind of a little finish up mod and catch up on some stuff, but I thought you'd like to see that one. So thanks for following along. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. If you like my products and what I do, check out brennans-garage.com. And if you have any questions, of course, you can drop them in a comment, or you can just email me at info@brennans-garage.com. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for following along. Bye.